Hi guys, and welcome back to Crypto News today. I know I forgot the Monday update. I wasn't in town, I didn't have my camera gear with me, so I apologize for that. So now on Tuesday, let's get right to it. So Bitcoin price today 19,724. We went under the 20k mark we saw before the Fed meeting. We saw a little drop pretty much everywhere, stock market, crypto market, and everything. There are also other reasons why, and we'll get back to that very soon. Ethereum down 5%. Pretty much same trajectory of Bitcoin, even a little worse. Solana only down 3.5%. Oh, sorry, this is BNB down 3.5%. Solana down 6%. Let's start with CoinDesk. Big news. First one, FTX token plummets as market fears possible Alameda contagion. If we go on the actual article, FTT has declined nearly 20% over the course of an hour, with Solana sold down 70% and Ethereum's SRM down 10%. This was during an hour that it recovered. What did happen? There is a lot of building interest in FTT token, up to a total of $250 million of volume. Since the market has grown concerned about FTT liquidity, the exchange has faced massive stablecoin exodus, with 451 million being sent off the main platform during last week and 15 million being pulled off from its US subsidiary, according to Nielsen data. So people are getting scared about their liquidity, they're starting to question stuff, and there's also other things around this and Bitcoin. We're gonna get to that very soon. First mover Asia, good week for exchange tokens except FTT. Solana continues falling. During the past week, a number of exchange tokens have outperformed Bitcoin, including OKK or OKX and Crow. FTT is not among them. Same reason that we just mentioned. Doesn't really add too much. Bitcoin and Ether, two largest crypto market value, had a quieter day, falling about 2% and 1.3%. This was from November 7th, so yesterday. BitDAO community asked Alameda for proof of fund after BitSudden 20% drop. BitDAO community has said that they will vote on what we'll do with FTT tokens if Alameda fails to provide evidence and continues to hold BIT tokens as promised. Alameda has promised to provide evidence soon. I believe that Alameda had a contract. The community of BitDAO supported crypto exchange. Last week, okay, tokens for Alameda to hold tokens for at least 3 years. Okay, Alameda had 3.36 million FTT tokens that they had to hold for 3 years. There were some questionable transactions where the community kind of questions if they still had them. Alameda is now required to prove that. And this kind of falls into the whole FTT issue we're having. It's like a chain effect. This is affecting FTT. FTT's liquidity is getting, let's say, dispersed a lot, and FTT is then, being one of the biggest players, is affecting then the rest of the market because it's a pretty big player. Now on to Bitcoin. Ether slide as protected puts draw demand amid sell-off with FTT tokens. Exactly what I just said. It's a chain effect. If you have one big player being hit that has some kind of effect on other currencies, it will affect the whole market. Whether people will move money from one to the other, or whether people will have a negative sentiment towards the whole thing, and this is pretty much what's happening this time, negative sentiment throughout the whole crypto market because of this, let's say, breach right here. On to cryptonews.com. We're gonna start with LG, ready to make NFT push as it sees blockchain savvy CTO. They announced to hire a new CTO with Web 3.0, let's say, experience, and they want to focus a little bit on NFTs and general blockchain. Job posting, the decision to agree is a business-related matter, and there is no new meaning behind this. Preparations for related business such as crypto wallets are proceeding smoothly. Crypto wallets, LG, very interesting. Another, let's say, private company or another company trying to get into Web 3.0. LG mostly is famous for hardware, so I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with Web 3.0, which is more software. We'll see, very interesting. Meta, why am I talking about Meta? Meta is one of the biggest players, let's say private players, company players that come from Web 2.0, that want to get into Web 3.0 through, for example, the metaverse. Meta joins growing list of tech companies letting workers, though crypto firms to follow suit. As you may know, the whole project of creating a metaverse has not been very profitable in the past couple of quarters. The big thing that Zuckerberg has to do is convince investors that the metaverse is the future and that people will switch to it and will use it more and more. Meta is now the second company playing with Web 3.0 that is trying to cut on expenses to keep on going. Elon Musk with Twitter was one of the first one. He had other reasons to do it, but one of them was also the fact that they were losing money, and they pretty much decided to cut the workforce in half. With that said, is that good news, bad news? Pretty bad news, because it means that we're having less investment in terms of employees working in the Web 3.0 industry. Will this revert? It all depends on what will happen with the markets in general, including the stock market. Last but not least, crypto news summary. Santander is set to block real-time payments to crypto exchanges in 2023 as a part of measures to protect customers from scams. Since I've been doing these updates, this is the first bank that is now going against the Web 3.0, against the cryptocurrencies. Santander is basically blocking payments to cryptocurrency exchanges because they're scared that people are losing money. Are they scared that people will be losing money? I don't know, but that's what they use as their argument. First bank I mentioned in the past 3 months that actually is trying to cut ties with cryptocurrencies. Legal news: James Zong pleaded guilty to committing wire fraud in September 2012 when he pushed around 50k bitcoins, 50,676 bitcoin. That's probably the largest US seizure of money by the Department of Justice. US Securities and Exchange Commission has received approval from the court to extend the time for all parties to submit reply briefs on the ongoing lawsuits with Ripple. Ripple is still going on. They extended the time for people to submit information, November 15 to November 30. Good news, bad news. Many people are expecting the lawsuits to go to a win towards Ripple, which will have a ripple effect. But we'll see. Seems like the SEC is really trying to push hard on this one. So we're gonna see what happens and the effects it will have on the whole crypto environment, including Ripple. Ledger and Solana Mobile, the mobile-focused subsidiary of Solana Labs, today announced a suite of security features for Solana's users. Basically, they want to increase security for Solana users and Ledger users. That's good. Pick and Pay, adoption news. South African supermarket chain is now trying to enable payments with some cryptocurrencies. For example, through Bitcoin Lightning enabled wallets. Very good. DeFi news: Neon AVM announced its mainnet launch on September 12th, but as a smart contract on Solana, it allows Ethereum developers to maintain Ethereum level security while tapping into Solana low gas fees. Very good. Using two different, increasing security while enabling people to play more with Solana, which has less gas fees than Ethereum, even with the update. It's good. Really happy to see some kind of integration of stuff, because that's one of the main problems of cryptocurrencies is the fact that we have these big players that are pretty much separated, and if you want to have them play around with, the integration works. It's just a little complicated and sometimes even expensive. Cointelegraph. Investors increasingly confident of Ripple's victory over SEC coin shares. Exactly what I just said. This came out, this headline, I didn't see it this morning, although it's a little older. I'm seeing it now. Good to know. Japan largest mobile operator to establish Web 3.0 consortium. Okay, they're trying to build a consortium between NTT Docomo, Japan largest mobile operator, and Astar Network, multi-chain smart contract, to accelerate Web 3.0 implementation in the country. The joint effort will take form of a consortium which will give individuals and corporations the ability to utilize tokens for governance. Very good. Again, we're having now private companies trying to bring something to the public, probably also with the government. Was not mentioned here, but Japan is pretty strict with stuff. We gotta see what will happen here. Always happy to see integrations. DeFi faces criticism for denying user access based on wallet content. Brad Mills, an entrepreneur, criticized DeFi for denying users access if their wallet was coming from different locations, or if the wallet was put under surveillance. Dex has mentioned the reply saying that these, let's say, actions were used to comply with AML's anti-money laundering, which makes sense. I mean, you want to bring security, but then again, the entrepreneur criticized that because it kind of disallows, it takes away the point of DeFi, as it is not completely decentralized. There's still some decentralization if you're putting security measures as this one. Kind of makes sense. It's like the conversation of, for example, free speech. Should we allow any kind of free speech, or should we censor some extreme stuff? The conversation is pretty much the same, and it makes sense on both sides. On both sides. Is it good? Is it bad? The choice is yours. Alameda on the radar of BitDAO community for alleged dump of BIT tokens. This is again pretty much what I started to talk in the beginning of this video here. Community trying to ask where these FTT tokens are and to release information about it. Won't go too much into detail. I found another website, Crypto Potato. The articles are pretty much the same. The only thing I saw that was a little different was Solana jumps to 2-month high after Google runs a validator node on it. I mentioned 2 weeks ago, how Google was starting to interact with Solana. First node was launched, and I guess it seemed to be working, as we saw some positive, let's say, pumps in Solana marketplace. Guys, that's all for now. I'll see you tomorrow on the next update. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. Ciao.